Hello and welcome to this little video in which I'm going to feature my new addition to my stomp stick, which has changed quite a bit since my last video. One major thing, I'm now no longer using the Anchor battery pack. I'm now using batteries actually in the devices, and the main reason for that is this addition, which is a 3-axis gimbal made by Neewer. It's the Z1. Now I think it's the same device as the Zhiyun Z1 Gimbal, and I've done quite a bit of research online, basically looking at the difference between the Z1 and the Feiyutech. But this one I went for because it had, for one, it was cheaper, quite a bit cheaper actually. This was about 120 quid I think on eBay. It is the older model. It's the older Zhiyun gimbal. As you can see, it's got cables which are sort of not encased in the motors, which they are in the newer version. I don't care about that. I'm really just looking for a little bit of stabilization when I'm walking, and as you see, I've got it on the top of my stick, sort of taped up, and it offers a really nice amount of stabilization. It's a bit limited in sort of that axis. It's quite tricky because there's 3 of them. That axis is fine, just because of the cables. It doesn't matter for me. Absolutely, it really doesn't matter at all. The stabilization I get is perfect. Basically, as the stick is going like that, the camera stays rock steady. So yeah, I've gone over to batteries. I did the previous Dartmoor stomp. I will have a link to that in the description below, and I might put a little example clip of it at the end of this video. But I did that stomp with this setup, and one set of batteries was fine. It was still blinking 2 flashes, which is under half. You get 4 flashes. 4 flashes is battery full. 3, then 3, then 3 is 3/4, all the way down to just a consistent flash in means your battery needs changing. And it was great. And actually, the footage kind of takes on a different sort of look. It's kind of a very fluid look to the video, and it does take a little bit of practice getting used to using the gimbal. It's very simple to use, very easy to use. What you do is turn the gimbal on. I won't turn it on now because my GoPro is filming me. You only want to turn it on when there's the weight in there, because it uses that to kind of know how it's balanced and all that. But you turn it on with the button under there, and then this button there on the side, you long press that, it comes to life, all sort of stands up. Long press it again, goes into standby mode. It's really easy, because then when I'm doing my takes, I can leave it switched on and just go in and out of standby mode. That mode I was using it in, I don't know what they call it, head following or something, but it just keeps it locked to the horizon. And then you can use these buttons to just pan the camera up and down. It's so simple to use, which is great, because when I looked at gimbals online and they show you the different modes and all, you can do this, do that, it did start to look like it was getting quite complicated, and it would be quite a lot to learn. It really isn't. It's so straightforward. And that's it, really. It does what it says on the tin. I went for the Zhiyun, or the Neewer, partly because I saw it had stronger motors than the Feiyutech. They have Zhiyun have quite a good little advert where they're sort of balancing batteries on the side of the GoPro whilst it's being stabilized. And actually, if you get your finger and push the side of the GoPro, it's quite incredible. Like, you don't want to do too much because obviously you'll damage it, but there's a lot of strength to these. And of course, I'm out in harsh winds and all sorts of conditions, so yeah, strong motors is definitely a bonus to me. And also, everybody says better battery life, and I believe them. I was out 3 hours, I think. 3 hours coming in and out of standby, and the batteries only went down a half. So yeah, I did buy another set of batteries because I was a bit worried about that. Didn't need them, not on that stomp anyway. The GoPro fits in there, sort of clamp mechanism with these screws, and this goes around the camera slips in, and you just quickly, it's so quick and simple, really not fiddly at all. It's very, very straightforward. So changing GoPro batteries wasn't as much of a nightmare as I'd anticipated, so that was okay. It was all right. What I want though, is a gimbal that will power the GoPro, which this will do, by the way. Actually, I should mention that is the box. You do get with it a cable that goes in under there, and this will plug in to the USB port of your GoPro and power your GoPro, which is great. It would be wonderful if you could then plug a USB cable into the bottom of the gimbal, and a USB charger, even if it used 2 cables, would charge the gimbal, and then the gimbal would charge the GoPro. Oh, that would be a panacea of excellence. Can't do it yet, unfortunately. I'm sure they'll figure out how one day. Until then, no, this was all right. This was pretty good, and it did the job. And yeah, have a look at the video. Have a look at a few of them. It's the latest one, which was the post bridge walk, is all stabilized with this. And then look at the Grimm's pound one, which is the one before, which was literally just the GoPro on top of my original stomp stick. And you can get a pretty good comparison of how the video works and judge for yourself. But I'd recommend this. Great little unit. Apparently you can get extension handlebars or something to have longer batteries, for even longer battery life. And we'll say that really. So there you go. The Neewer Z1 3-axis gimbal. Great piece of kit and did a perfect job. Easy to use, and I would definitely recommend it. I'll see you next time. Cheers.